you could do half-ass job, you'll still get paid the same amount of money. Hey guys, welcome to A Day in the Life. Today we're talking about working from home as an entrepreneur. What does that look like versus when you work in corporate for someone else? Because when you're an entrepreneur, you have far greater chances of increasing the amount of income you make versus when you work in a corporate at a set pay. Let's also talk about taxes. Like, what does that mean as an entrepreneur, and what do we need to set aside so that we can make sure that there's no sticker shock at the end of the year during tax time? So let's get to it. Let's talk about the mindset of being an entrepreneur versus a 9 to 5. So the difference is when we work a 9 to 5, we don't have to worry about where the work comes from. We know that once we get into the office, the work is there, then the monies are always there every 2 weeks. However, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, it really takes a level of commitment, and it also takes consistency. So it's really taking on the new position of, this is now my life. There's no other opportunities. This is how I'm going to bring in income. So it's going to mean that you are like really dealing with any inner head game that's going on, whether it's negative talk, is really dealing with that. It's reading books that helps you to educate yourself in your own field so that you can continue to build your abilities. It's going to mean you getting outside of your comfort zone, networking and working with other people. It's important that you get out of your little safe world and that you start being visible in other people's world so that they can know that you exist. And it's also knowing that you pretty much have the freedom to say how much money that you actually bring in your business based on the way that you show up. So this is really about us taking our control back, believing in ourselves, knowing that we can do it, and really trusting ourselves. And I will also say trusting the divine above, because you also have a non-physical support. So if you mainly rely on your eyes and you only rely on what you're getting in the very beginning, it's going to be tough. So think about when you plant a seed, it takes a while for it to sprout, for it to be a strong foundation, and then it begins to grow. So if you're looking for something that's very instantaneous, that would be more of a 9 to 5. If you have a passion for what you do, you really love it, it's a calling, and you're willing to put in that work in order to get that income, and then get that burst of energy of, I did it, I built something from nothing, and now I'm watching it flourish, then that's really what being an entrepreneur is about. So you could also, while you're working through your entrepreneurship, you could also have a part-time job that gives you a little bit of more of that stability where you bring in money consistently. So there's always different ways of doing it. So I hope that that helps you as far as straightening that part out. When it comes to making money in your business, you want to make sure that you have multiple streams of income or multiple ways to make money. So that way, when one stream or way dries up, there's others that are continuously bringing in money. So one of the ways that I bring in money is through a book that I co-wrote with 14 other amazing women. It's called Intuitive Goddess, and it's right here behind me where I wrote a chapter in the book. And so I am promoting that. And so every time that I sell a copy, it actually goes from the distribution center, it goes out to the person. I don't have to worry about touching it. I don't have to worry about going to the post office. It automatically goes out. Another way that I help clients is by mentoring. So mentoring in spiritual development, whether it's psychic, it's mediumship, it's tarot readers, it's the foundation is basically the same. The tool might be different. So it may look like doing that inner work, practicing, trusting the information that you receive. So I bring in income that way. So another way that I bring in money is through sales, training women on how to fill their own high-end programs, as well as enrolling them into the program that's going to support their business. It's going to help them to make consistent money and even be able to get to the point where they could start making their own first six figures. The important thing is understanding the problem that you solve and being able to be visible, to get out there and let people know what you do. If for some reason you have a hang up with money, you don't like money, you don't talk about your services because it feels salesy or slimy, it's really going to be difficult for you to make money. One way that I show up as far as visibility is through Facebook Lives. So maybe a couple of times a week, I might go live on Facebook. I'll do some Oracle card readings. This way it gets my face out in front of new people who haven't seen me before. And then also people will send in money as a form of energy exchange through stars. So they can send it through stars and they can also send it through tips. Another way that I bring in money is through TikTok. So over there, I have a link for recorded readings. So I will do Oracle card pulls for people and do a mini reading, or I will bring in a loved one from the other side and bring through a message. The important thing is we want to make it easy for people to pay with a one-click link. Let's talk about consistency and tracking your progress, because what we track grows. Anytime you have the information up here in your head as far as what you're doing, a lot of times is we're not doing as well as we think we are because we can get disillusioned when the information is in our head. When we have it written down on a spreadsheet or we have it written down on a whiteboard, we can actually see what's happening. We can see the income that's coming in daily, weekly, and monthly. And this is going to help you to know how much money you're bringing in and what levers you need to pull in your business to increase the flow of monies coming into the business. One thing that I want to bring to your attention is regulating your nervous system. So there's going to be times when business is doing really well and you're bringing in a lot of money and your system is like, hooray, this is wonderful. So those are the times of flow. There's going to be other times where it's a dry season and maybe you're not bringing in any clients at all or you're not selling anything. So this can cause your nervous system to like go into fight, flight, and freak out. So what you want to do is you want to have an account and preferably a credit union. So a credit union that's out of state that could take 2 to 3 days before you can actually get that money. So whenever you're in a flow, you want to take that excess money and put it into your credit union. So when the dry seasons come around, you can have a steady flow of income. So we don't have all of these high highs and these low lows and you're starting to freak out. The credit union will also help as far as keeping the monies there so when it comes time to paying taxes. So you don't get that sticker shock when it's time to do taxes and you find out that you owe several $1,000s, because here's what my accountant told me is that once I became an entrepreneur, I no longer had an employer to pay part of my taxes and I pay part of the taxes. I'm responsible for the whole thing. So you want to make sure that you set a percentage aside so that when income tax rolls around, you're not shocked about the amount that you owe. The life of an entrepreneur can be quite lonely, especially when you're a solopreneur working at home by yourself. Sometimes you might want to get out into a coffee shop just to be around other people. You can always do a little work there, or maybe go to a co-working space in order to help you get the creative juices going. So sometimes it is good to get away from the home and start to mingle with other people. When it comes to our business, sometimes we have the best intentions. However, you don't know what you don't know. If you find that you're doing different things and you're just not bringing in income and you can't figure out why, it could be because of your marketing message. It could be that you're having a tough time bringing in leads. It could be that maybe you have a tough time as far as talking about money and it feels slimy or salesy in order for you to share about what you do. If you find yourself struggling in any way, please share with me in the comments below. Would love to have a conversation with you, figure out maybe what's not quite working, and then share with you some pieces to the puzzle that you're missing and how you can start to put them together. So be sure to share in the comments below. and we can have a conversation and then help you to get your business off the ground. Okay, so it's time for me to get ready to do a Facebook Live. I have some content that I need to write so that I can share within my Facebook group, and I also got some editing that I need to do. So I hope that you've enjoyed spending the day with me as we talked about, what it is like to be an entrepreneur, different ways of how you can make money, and how to regulate your system so you can actually enjoy the experience. I had a great time spending the day with you. Be sure to like, follow, and comment, and let me know if this video was helpful. I'd be happy to make more like these. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.